McMillan towards net, but it goes wide. They try to clear, can't. Good block down in front, but it's intercepted there. Here's an opportunity, and looked like the shot was knocked off the stick of number 27, Nicole Connery. And so the cover by New York, and we'll have a face-off in the left circle to the right of Katie Fitzgerald, number 35. Connecticut unofficially does not have a shot on net yet, as we have 13:45 and counting to go here in the first period. Of course, those numbers always subject to change.
Yeah, I was going to say, those. I feel like I can't get them on the board fast enough sometimes with the speed of play out here.
Puck played behind the Whale net, and Connecticut moves it to center. Skarupa with it now, 1-on-3. Tries to make a pass across, does, but it's going to end up behind the net. Now pass out, Babstock with that wicked wrister has the shot blocked. Here's Billick. Billick has it knocked down. Ketchum's without a glove right now. She's going to come off the ice, and she's hurting right now. New York does get the change. If Ketchum was not hurt, she would have had a chance for a breakaway. As she goes to the bench, and will be tended to, as she is holding her hand right now. Puck played along the left-hand boards, try to get it out, and they can't. Intercepted, pass out in front, just missed by Stack in the slot. Oh, she was primed for a big-time shot, but just missed.
That's that shot from Kelly Babstock that caught Ketchum right in the hand. I think I was one of those in practice the other day, and got my knee pretty good, so I know what she's feeling right now. It's stinger for sure.
Trevino tried to get a shot off and it was deflected off the glass. Now here comes New York. Puck played behind the net and now into the corner. Back out to the blue line and cleared down. They'll be waved off for an icing. The glove of Ketchum still on the ice right in the middle of the Whale zone. And the clearing attempt is intercepted. Opportunity for Connecticut, though, taken away as Johnston intercepts. Now it's intercepted back behind the net. Fitzgerald moving side to side, trying to get a bearing on where the puck is right now as it's played behind the net and off the boards.
Great work by Doyle right there to keep the puck in, and she's gonna, you're gonna see Connecticut shrink that zone all day. That's one of our fortes, is our defensemen are very, very offensive.
Babstock brings it in, fakes a shot, spins, shot pass maybe, might have been deflected, and it's played out to the blue line. Another shot, saved by Fitzgerald. Fritz Ward trying to settle the puck down. Now will play behind her own net, but coming up there first is number 7, Nicole Costa.
Oh, you're going to see a penalty here by Johnson, a little hooking, I'm pretty sure.
Referee in the back end at the blue line making the call. So the first power play of the game is going to go to the Whale, barring any other penalties, and the whistle blows in the first power play of the game. It is a holding call on Johnston, and the captain of the Riveters will head off to the penalty box.
It starts with some good hard work by Nicole Costa down there in the corner. She just digs and digs and digs, and players like Johnson are getting a little frustrated, and that's when some of those stick moves are going to happen. You're going to see a penalty call on a play like that. So let's watch Connecticut here kind of unfold and kind of capitalize.
11:24 to go in the first period, the first power play of the game for Connecticut. Engstrom with it at the left point. Now gets it back, moves to the middle, sends it back to Stack. Stack sends it down below the goal line. And back up top, Engstrom again, waits, shot is deflected away. And Stack down below the blue line, down the red line, trying to get there. Can't, now Skarupa. Skarupa makes a move, tries to make a pass across, intercepted and cleared.
Great clear by Rebecca Russo. That's some strong work down there to be cognizant of where the puck is.
So Connecticut will have to move it up 200 feet. Packer tries to get an intercept, and she's able to disrupt the passing enough to force a turnover and a clear back into the Connecticut defensive zone. Skarupa tries to send it in, can't. Stack, though, comes up with possession. She'll spin around, then hold. Engstrom sends it across. There's a shot, and it's deflected away behind Fitzgerald, not in on net. Costa trying to stop it, does. Now Stack tries to make a move. It's intercepted, but now picked up there. There's a shot and a save made. Might have been deflected before it got through to Fitzgerald. Puck played below the goal line. Pass across. There's a shot saved by Fitzgerald. She was going one way, and that shot looked like it was headed towards the left post. Pass out in front is incomplete and will go to center ice as Engstrom will chase after it with 37 seconds to go on the penalty to Ashley Johnston.
One of those tougher passes. I hate behind the net passes right up the zone, especially when you're on the PK or the penalty power play, It always ends up in one of those off-end passes.
Costa with some nice moves trying to bring it in. Has it knocked off her stick. She'll get possession back, makes the pass out. Opportunity for the Whale again. Puck played along the blue line. There's a shot deflected down. Fitzgerald is able to glove it out of the air.
That was a great look by Fitzgerald to really track that puck. I mean, she has such great eyes. It's one of those ones where she just robs you again and again because Trevigno is right there. She's got an eye on the puck. She actually got a handle on it with the stick, and you know, Fritz is all over it. Oh, here you're going to see that passing over to Rusler. She's going to rip that shot, and you're going to have Trevigno all over it right here. That's the eyes tracking that I'm saying.
Cindy Rusler able to send that shot in as the power play is over. The Pac-Man sound gives it away, and Long will take it. So the Whale 0 for 1 on the power play, and a good kill for New York. Leading it 1-0 on the goal by Mie Dench. That puck is sent in, and it'll be an icing with 9:08 to go here in the first period. New York with a 1-0 lead.
Just see it skip over Sammy Faber's stick right there. That would have been a nice clean break for Connecticut.
So the face-off will come all the way down into the New York offensive zone. Grushau in the starting lineup for New York back out there with Russo and Packer. Russo behind the net, swings it around. Puck played towards the blue line, and Picard's got it. Picard sends in a low shot. It is stopped and scooped up there by Lundberg. And we will have a first media timeout. So with 8:56 to go here in the first period, it is 1-0 New York. We're going to stay right here. And Anya, the past 72 hours for the National Women's Hockey League, the players, the coaches, volunteers and fans it's been tough since the news of the cuts in salaries for the players was announced. The players have responded with their list of grievances, and Riveters players, Madison Packer and Tatiana Rafter in particular, have been vocal in what this whole experience has been like. Of course, you were not only a defenseman for the Whale, a practice player, but you were also one of the team representatives for the Whale in the National Women's Hockey League Players Association. So tell the fans, tell the people watching this game tonight, what this whole experience has been like for you, for your team, and for the league as a whole amongst the players.
You know, it's been a little bit of a tough time. It's definitely a gut check. Hey, you know, what are we playing for? What do we believe in? Why are we here? And I think this is one of those moments that it reminds the fans, the media, the potential supporters, the players even, this is so much bigger than just ourselves. And, you know, people are struggling and they're really making ends meet with this money. So, you know, there's two sides of it. Obviously, it's hard to deal with, but it kind of reminds us why we're here. You know, the teams are out here playing. They're gonna prove that it's for the love of the game. And when people like Dunkin' Donuts step up and make sure that the players are going to be paid, you know, it's huge. It's huge for us. It does instill a lot of momentum behind our dreams and our goals.
Shot by Fratkin, stopped by Lundberg as we resume action here after the media timeout. 1-0 New York in the lead as that puck is going to be sent into the corner and chased after there by Shannon Doyle, number 6. A practice player, really in name only, one of the best defenders on the Whale. As that puck is played into the New York defensive zone and will be played at the blue line, and here comes New York. If they hurry up, they can get a numbers advantage here. Packer trying to get after it, has the puck knocked off her stick, tries a backhand shot, save, and a rebound is sent wide. So Lundberg able to come up big with a couple stops.
Great work by Mangine there to back check and get into the play, cutting off that 2-on-1 and almost kind of making it a 2-on-2 there.
McMillan that sent the shot in was deflected down, and Connecticut was able to send it away. Puck play towards the middle. Babstock on a knee trying to get a shot off. She does, and it'll be covered by Katie Fitzgerald. So we'll take a look at a replay here.
Yep, you're going to see a replay on that one. That pass over, that's just where Mangine comes in and takes that right off the puck, off the stick of Packer. That would have been a dangerous shot there by Madison Packer, who we know can put that puck right upstairs.
Packer part of the starting lineup for New York today. Did an interview with a couple of media members yesterday, voicing her opinion about the player cuts. Tatiana Rafter writing a first-person account, how she feels about the entire situation. You can find those online.
It's important for people to hear how we feel about the situation, but also, you know, kind of continue to feel and believe in the dream that we have. And obviously, the more we speak out, the more we can talk about how important this is, and it's not just a place to kind of warm up for the Olympics. It's a place to really create something.
Shot wide, and the live boards behind the net here for the Whale coming to advantage of New York. Packer speaking with Mike Murphy, who covers the Riveters, who we've had for an interview the last time that we had a home game here for New York, and also with Kate Samini, that interview on XL Sports. Packer being interviewed as part of FanRag Sports.
Watch out here for this lineup matchup. We have the first line on New York up against, maybe call it the third line on Connecticut. It's going to be a good battle down here to break it out for Connecticut.
Chad Wiseman trying to match up as the puck is sent around and towards the blue line, now worked around again behind the net. Battle for it there is Packer trying to get after it. Puck played out in front, but no Riveter was home, and the Whale will move it to center. Fratkin picks up the loose puck, plays it to center, and will send it down ice, and now will chase after it herself. Kaylee Fratkin trying to make a move there, and the pass is sent all the way down. Icing waved off, and chasing after it for New York is Rebecca Morse, number 9, getting her first chance to play here at home in the regular season. Puck played out in front. Connecticut doing a good job with puck possession, but haven't gotten a lot of clean shots off. Good pressure from New York. Backhanded opportunity knocked down. Puck is loose, opportunity in front, still loose, and New York able to get to it first as Johnston will have it and will move it to center ice, and the Whale will chip it in, and trying to knock it down with a glove was Connery, and again it will be played out to center.
This is a dangerous line for Connecticut. You have, the combination of Haley Skrupa with Kelly Stack, but you have the speed of Connery in there to mix it up.
Puck sent all the way down, chased after by Picard. Now McMillan with it. She tries to move it up ice and can't as it blocked, turns around and sees the puck just sitting there. Another opportunity for McMillan to clear the zone is knocked away. So the Whale have gotten 2 gifts, but they will not be able to capitalize at the moment, as Holes will chase after the loose puck and send it in. Ketchum sends it into the corner. Packer tries to make a pass, it's intercepted.
Watch for Kelly Babstock up the wall here. This is her forte, coming up this and making that cross-ice pass.
Tries to make a move and get around the defender, but good defense there from New York, as Picard was not having anything of it as it's played into the corner. Costa trying to get to the puck, and it's taken down there by Trevino, but it's intercepted, and chasing after it is Tatiana Rafter, but she will not be able to get there first. Engstrom loses an edge, but she gets back up and is able to play it behind the net.
Maul's got to watch out. That ice is a little slippery out there.
Chance again here for Connecticut, 4:30 to go. 1-0 New York, and New York has it, and they'll move it up ice. Gruschow down the right side, sends a pass back for Packer. The shot saved, rebound is loose, but Lundberg able to corral it. And we will have a replay of that shot in just a moment.
Great opportunity by Alexa right there to kind of get in there. She was so close to picking that puck up and getting her first goal of the season. Here's where you see that shot. There it is, right there. Grushow's right on the doorstep. So good job by Shanae Lundberg to kind of tie that one up quick.
Face-off won by New York, and a shot in on net save by Lundberg. Rebound loose, still loose. Oh, it almost went in. Some of the players had their hands up, thought it had gone in for a 2-0 lead, but it had gone wide. Good chance there for New York. Packer again battling for it behind the net, but Connecticut will try to move it to center, and they will, but Russo will get to the loose puck first.
We got a hungry line out here for New York. That Gruschow line is looking for the goal, and they're really getting pretty close to it.
Puck sent all the way around as New York makes a change. As Ketchum and Weber out there with Dench, the number 1 line for New York.
Big hit there by Morse right to Haley Skrupa, and she's going to get a little fired up there, so I'd be surprised if she doesn't put something in.
Hand was up for an icing, but it was won by Connecticut. They got there first, and they waved it off as the puck is played to center, and Connecticut will have to go back after it with 3:24 to go and counting here in the first period. 1-0 New York, and a goal by Mia Dench, her team leading 4th of the season. New York moves it up ice. Rafter makes the pass, tries to get it back, and she was open in front, but good defense there from the Whale. 3-on-2 opportunity for Connecticut here. Oh, but an offsides. A Stack just couldn't stay onside before we continued. Just wanted to mention that Raptors' first-person account was on the Stanley Cup of Chowder blog. That's a Boston Bruins, Boston hockey blog. That's where she wrote her piece. I want to make sure that all the websites where these articles were written or interviews were given get their proper due. So we've covered that as the faceoff comes outside the zone. Anya, what are you seeing from New York that is keeping the opportunities for the Whale at a minimum? Because they're not getting great scoring chances, it seems, right now.
You know, New York is doing a great job flooding the center of the ice, and I think that's where Connecticut really capitalizes on, getting people like Haley Skrupa, Dana Trevigno kind of out there to make a mess in front of the zone. You know, Connecticut's doing a great job working the puck outside, but New York is taking away the center of the ice, and that's where we're really lethal.
Puck sent in. No icing because it was tipped in by Connecticut. They'll work it around. And getting after it is Babstock. She makes a blind pass, and Engstrom just couldn't catch up to it. She'll go all the way down the recover, and New York will take advantage of it by making a change. Picard on the ice, able to intercept the puck on a good check there along the boards. And Packer now has it, as that starting unit for New York is back out there. Here's a chance for Russo. Russo in the slot, and it just goes wide. Might have been deflected off her stick, because that shot did not have as much power as I thought it would have. Another opportunity is whiffed on. Here's Fratkin's shot, just goes wide and deflected even wider by Connecticut. Under 2 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 New York in the lead. Fratkin's shot deflected down. Good defense there by Brickner, able to not allow that deflection to get all the way through, but New York putting on the pressure here, getting their forecheck game going. Connecticut brings it to center as Costa chases after it, but Picard comes up with the puck, being hounded there by Costa, who's been all over the ice in this first period, as Dench now has it and will move it to center.
Great fast transitions in this game. You know, you love to see these fast breaks unfold. It's very interesting hockey, but, you know, you can tell the girls are out here absolutely fighting for it.
Shot goes wide for New York as the puck played behind the net. Ketchum with it, sends it to the blue line where Morse has it. Morse sends a shot in. Might have been more of a pass, as another Riveters player coming off the ice with a glove missing, and that's Mie Dench, who comes to the bench and is going to be looked at as her hand seems to be hurting right now, as we're under a minute to go here in the first period. A fast-moving first period, only one penalty. That was to New York, and Connecticut, by virtue of the 0 in their score, as you know, did not score on that power play. 45 seconds to go in the first period, and a offsides is the call. You know, sometimes you state the obvious, and you got to acknowledge that the obvious in the scoreboard, they are, of course, 0 for 1. So 43.5 seconds to go in the first period. Shots unofficially 7-3. And let's take a look at Dench, who had to come off the ice looking like holding her hand with an injury.
Just gets a little locked up on the boards there with Ivana Bilic. It's just a weird hit, and I think she might have came down on the wrist a little funky with even his helmet digging in.
So puck played into the New York zone and back to center ice as Packer has it. Got hooked for a second, and we'll swing it around. And we picked up there by Doyle. Doyle tries to make a move up, and Long could not corral it, and the puck is played again into the zone, and with 19.3 seconds to go, we have a whistle.
Got an icing call there on the play.
It wasn't icing. I thought the near side referee had waved it off, but he did not, and so the icing is called. And the offensive zone faceoff for Connecticut coming up with 19.3 seconds to go here in the first.
We got our big weapons out there. We have Jordan Brickner faced with Molly Engstrom, so hopefully getting a shot up by the point.
Face-off won by New York, and that has been a key to this period. They've won their face-offs when they've had to. That was a big win. Puck sent all the way down, 8 seconds to go. Connecticut hoping for one more rush. They're going to feel the pressure, though. 3 seconds to go here in the first period, and there will be no more shots, and that'll do it for the first with your score. The New York Riveters 1 and the Connecticut Whale 0, as we have reached the first intermission. Anya, your thoughts on the first period?
You know, I thought it was a great hockey game, and I think that obviously I think New York came out a little bit hotter this period, and obviously Mie popping that goal in was crucial to how they're poised and what they're doing out there. But you know, all around good hockey game. There was great contact. There was some shots on net. Once Connecticut can start breaking through, there's going to be a big change in terms of what the O-zone looks like for them. But right now, New York is all over them.
Let's take it to a break. When we come back after the intermission, we'll talk a little bit more about what the teams need to do in the break and what they need to do to be successful in the second period. And we'll also have an interview with New York Riveters head coach and general manager Chad Wiseman. For Anya, I'm Matt Falkenberry. We'll be right back after this.
Before the face-off, we're talking, and Debs is like, "Gee, I'm gonna win the puck. Back to you. You shoot. I'll go to the net with my stick on the ice and try to tip it in."
In front, Dempsey scores!
It ended up working almost exactly how she drew it up. She just went crazy celebrating.
Wasted no time, really, 4 seconds into the 4-on-4.
That's something I love about Dems. She genuinely celebrates.
Casey Bellamy, she has the vision. Oh yeah, it was an absolute beauty of a pass.
Bellamy looks to send the pass out of the zone, a brilliant feed.
I think Decker had 2 girls pressuring her.
Up the middle to Decker, here comes Decker, in, shoot, scores! A gorgeous outlet sets up Decker, and the Pride lead it 1-0.
There's always a sense with Decker and Niter on ice in the penalty kill that someone's going to score.
I know every time that they're on the ice that they're going to make something happen. They don't care if they're on a PK.
Here's Knight shorthanded, Knight in alone, Deke shoots, save, McLaughlin, oh, what a stop! Keeps it 1-0, gives it back, and Decker scores!
The dynamic duo obviously does it again.
14-21.
So the teams just huddling up around their respective nets, getting ready to get themselves fired up. They'll roll up the carpets here and we'll get set for this big matchup between 2 of the founding 4 teams in the National Women's Hockey League, the founding 4 as they are referred to.
Memories in this book, this building back into well. Up scorch free in front. Backhander score!
Back those 5 holes into the Pride, able to get on the board.
The dog pile in the crease, the puck squirts loose, falls over the shot. Blocker down by Leonoff.
Now it's 2-on-2 developing for the Riveters, and it scores.
Decker in, shoot, score!
Better step and hold on to it. You know, she tries to go through the 5-hole.
Check Buffalo up with the puck, turnover, shot, oh, it scores!
And welcome back to the Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. We're here in the first intermission with your score, the New York Riveters 1 and the Connecticut Whale 0. Right now we want to toss it over to a couple of interviews I did pregame. First we're going to have me speak with Chad Wiseman, the New York Riveters head coach and general manager, and we'll follow that up with the interview I did pregame with Heather Lindstadt, the head coach of the Connecticut Whales. So first up, here is Chad Wiseman speaking with me before the game, and the first question I asked him was about the situation at hand over the last 72 hours that the NWHL and its players have had to confront. Welcome back. I'm Matt Falkenberry alongside head coach and general manager of the New York Riveters, Chad Wiseman. And Chad, first of all, it's been a tough 72 hours for the players, coaches, front office staff, and members of the NWHL in total. Just talk about how your players who have been vocal, Tatiana Rafter wrote a first-person piece, Madison Packer did a couple of interviews, Ashley Johnston was on the conference call. They were the most vocal of the players in the media. Just talk about their contributions to this whole situation and just talk about how you feel about the team going into the game today. Will they be focused, ready to go?
Yeah, I'm not worried about my group at all going into today's game. We had a great talk on Thursday before practice. At that point, I wasn't even sure if we were going to skate. We went out and every single player showed up on the ice and skated that day. Some of the girls have been pretty vocal, but really I'm just proud of the way they've handled themselves as professionals. They all showed up to play today. They're all just coming together as a group. I think it's going to make them better people, a better team in the long run.
Madison, in one of the interviews, mentioned how you were the one who had to break the news to the team. Just talk about what that experience was like.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the harder things I've had to do in my professional career, to sit down with 20 other professionals and give them the news of a salary cut or a pay cut. We did speak for quite a while. Obviously, the girls took it pretty hard, but there really was, by the end of the meeting, there was actually no negativity at all, and they were just problem solving. So it was really, really nice to see from a coaching standpoint or an outsider looking in as the players, where they were just coming together. They were being innovative with their decisions and how they wanted to move forward and help each other, whether it's paying rent or finding a new place to live, or how can we raise money to keep ourselves afloat so we can continue to play the game we love.
Let's talk about the team on the ice, the games. Go to Buffalo, get a split, get your first win of the year. Katie Fitzgerald was phenomenal over the weekend. She seems to have grabbed the reins of the starting position. Just talk about what she's brought to the table since she's basically taken over for Shin as the starter.
Yeah, I mean, I think they both have a lot of great assets. Fitz is big, and she takes up a lot of space, and she moves well. And I think her getting that first win was just a huge confidence boost for, one, the team, but two, her specifically. So we put her right back in, and I thought she did a great job. I know she was tired. She faced 30-plus shots both nights, but she earned the start again here tonight.
Amanda Kessel is out for today's game again, still dealing with an injury. Just talk about what players have stepped up for you recently over those 2 games in Buffalo, and since the Four Nations break, when you guys have had a chance to work, off on practice and such. Just talk about who's stepping up for you. Who are you most proud of in her absence for the team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have some other key players out as well, and Dawsdale last week with the injury on the hit from Stedman, that's a big loss today, and Burke still being out. But it's a chance for other players to step into those positions and play different roles, get more ice time, and I think all the girls have done a great job. We got some young players, Russo, Mie Dench. They're really jumping into some roles, some professional roles, and being a big part of the leadership group of this team.
Played the Whale a month ago, home opener, the crowd was into it, but they were able to take the crowd out of it and eventually come away with a win. What did your team learn from that experience playing against Connecticut, and what can they bring to the game today to change things up and come away with a win?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we actually played a really solid game. It just wasn't a 60-minute game, and we lost. It was probably about a 6 or 7 minute span in the second where we lost the game, and that's all it takes. So really just taking that learning experience from the game, that you can't take a shift off or a period off, but we're going to be more prepared today.
That's Chad Wiseman, the general manager and head coach of the New York Riveters, and we will be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Matt Falkenberry alongside Connecticut Whale head coach Heather Lindstad. And Coach Lindstad, first of all, the league over the last 72 hours have gone through a bit of a rough stretch. The players having their salaries cut, all the different aspects going on with that, the players making their requests of the league. Just talk about the feeling in the locker room and what you have to do as a coach to get the players focused on what's going on the ice in today's game.
Well, I think, anytime that you're kind of thrown a curveball, it takes a little time to process the whole situation. And I think that that's what all of the athletes should do, is process the situation. And but there's got to be great resolve for everybody, and if I think with the passion that everybody has for the sport of women's hockey or girls hockey or anything like that, we all need to come together and try to keep this moving, going in the right direction. And they're not just athletes. They're smart young women that can also help us, persevere and make things happen. So we're all hit by this because we want it to be successful, and I think that that's something that we have to process and try to move forward on.
Do you feel confident that the players today on the ice playing this game going to be 100% into it, ready to go, know that today's a big game, want to get another road win, knowing that the home opener is coming up soon?
Yeah, well, I mean, I know our locker room loves to play hockey, so, I think that throughout your life, you always have little major setbacks and different things like that, but probably the biggest saving grace is always to be able to play sports and play a sport that they love. So they get to go out there and play what they love. And if they want to take out some aggression and shoot the puck harder and score more goals, that sounds good to me.
Let's talk about Haley Skarupa and let's get it back to the game at hand. She's been fantastic this year. She's taken the league by storm. Clearly a Rookie of the Year candidate, if not the leading candidate. Just talk about what she's brought to the team this year as a rookie.
Well, Haley can do everything. You know, she skates well. She can shoot the puck and those kind of things. But I mean, certainly the biggest thing is she finds the holes. She finds areas to jump into. So she's dynamic in that she reads the whole ice. But, you know, the other thing that always motivates you is if you have success in the defensive zone. So, you know, although she's doing very well offensively, she does a lot of little things in the defensive zone too. So I think she's a gamer. She goes hard all the time, every shift, and certainly, though, the key is that she has an eye for the net.
Team only has played one game since the Four Nations break. That was a loss in Boston. Just talk about if there's any rust factor maybe within that game. Do you think that they've knocked off and, you know, are ready to go?
Well, yeah, I mean, in truth, I know the score, to me as a coach, I don't think the score indicated how great that game was. It was up and down. I think if we had a few little breaks, it could have been a different story. So I think they played very well. I don't think there was much rust. And again, I think because our locker room, I think they have a great commitment. They're committed not only to playing hard, but to each other. So I think that's always going to be our key to success. So they'll play hard today, and I do think that we had a really good game against Boston.
Last month you came in here, home opener, sellout crowd. Everybody was into it, and you walked out of here with a big win. Nicole Stock was fantastic in the game, amongst other players. Kelly Babstock with a big goal in the second period. What did you see in that game that you were able to get to New York and eventually come away with the victory?
Well, again, I think playing well in all three zones. I think in that game, too, we avoided some big-time turnovers. We got caught a few times in New York, capitalized on a few turnovers. But that's the biggest thing is, if we're going to turn the puck over, at least make them go 200 feet back to our net. So, but our chemistry is getting better. The line combinations are working. And so I think that's kind of the key to our success is the chemistry that we have.
Sinead Lundberg gets to start today in net. Just talk about her, what she's going to bring to the crease and what she can do against her former club.
Yeah, I always forget it was a former club because I've only known her as being on the Connecticut Whale. So, you know what? She again, she's a gamer. She's played really well. She's practiced very hard. She takes away good angles. She plays big. She controls the puck very well, and I think she'll slow the pace down when we need it. But she'll keep things going. But she'll come up with some big saves, and she'll keep us in the game.
That's Coach Heather Lindstad of the Connecticut Whale. We'll be right back.
Casey Bellamy, she has the vision. Oh yeah, it was an absolute beauty of a pass.
Bellamy looks to send the pass out of the zone, a brilliant feed.
I think Decker had two girls pressuring her.
Up the middle to Decker, here comes Decker, in, shoot, scores! A gorgeous outlet sets up Decker, and the Pride lead it 1-0.
There's always a sense with Decker and Niter on ice in the penalty kill that someone's going to score.
I know every time that they're on the ice that they're going to make something happen. They don't care if they're on a PK.
Here's Knight shorthanded, Knight in alone, Deke shoots, save, McLaughlin, oh, what a stop! Keeps it 1-0, gives it back, and Decker scores!
The dynamic duo obviously does it again.
14-21. So the team's just huddling up around their respective nets, getting ready to get themselves fired up. They'll roll up the carpets here and we'll get set for this big matchup between two of the founding four teams in the National Women's Hockey League, the founding four as they are referred to.
Memories in this book, this building back in well. Up Scorch free in front. Backhander score!
Back those 5 holes into the Pride able to get on the board.
The dog pile in the crease. The puck squirts loose, falls over the shot. Blocked down by Leonov.
Now it's 2-on-2 developing for the Predators, and it's scored. Second in, shoot, score!
Better step and hold on to it. You know, tries to go through the 5-hole.
Check Buffalo up with the puck turnover shot. Oh, it scores!
Welcome back as you take a look at some of the retired numbers of the New Jersey Devils, including Scott Stevens, Ken Danico, and then, of course, the 3 Stanley Cup championships that those 2 great defenders were a part of here in New Jersey. Of course, that was in East Rutherford. The Devils, of course, trying to win their first Stanley Cup here in Newark, and the Riveters trying to do the same thing when it comes to winning an Isabel Cup championship and bringing it to New Jersey alongside Connecticut Whale defender. She's listed as a forward and defender. I made sure that we cleared it up. She is a defender. Anya Battolino, I am Matt Falkenberry, and again, welcome back to the broadcast where it is 1-0 New York in front of Connecticut as we are coming up on 3 minutes ago before the first intermission wraps up. As we take a look at the standings in the National Women's Hockey League, as you can see, the Boston Pride with half of Team USA on it at 5-0 with 10 points. The Buttes, who are trailing Boston right now in the second period, 1-0 last time I checked on the old Twitter machine. They're at 2-3-1 with 5 points. Connecticut 2-2 with 4 points, and the Ribs at 1-3-1 with 3 points. By the end of today, you could potentially see a 3-way tie for second place. You could see New York and Buffalo tied. You could see many different scenarios. It's early in the year, but then technically, Anya, it's not, because this is game 6 for New York. It's game 5 for Connecticut, and in a 21-game season, well, that's almost a third of the way home. So let's talk about what right now shapes up to be a battle for second, but Boston's not officially clear of anything yet. You never know. So let's talk about the teams. Let's talk about Boston and Buffalo first real quick. Boston's up in Buffalo right now. They're up 1-0. They've been rolling. They played Connecticut last week and got a win. What did you see from them, and just what's so difficult about going up against that team, throughout the year?
As hard as they possibly could, and realistically, when you look at it, there was 2 power play goals by Boston and one even man play. So it was a closer game than it looks on the score sheet. They're such a strong team. They obviously have some rounded out players. They're just firing on all cylinders, and what any team has to do is shut down the big names. But also, you can't look off Jill Dempsey. She's going to put the puck in the net, and so that's where they get really dangerous. So it's going to be an interesting, as we continue to follow the teams as they grow. But Boston's definitely one of those teams that's really strong. But that being said, you have Buffalo right in there.
Buffalo certainly holding up their end of the bargain in terms of being in second place and playing the Pride very tough. I almost said the Bruins, and I know I'm going to do that eventually again. Anyway, let's get back to this game. That's what the fans watching this game, they care about the most. Riveters led in shots 9-6. That's the official number. Ignore the scoreboard, which says 7-3. 9-6 in favor of the Ribs. Also, the assists for New York. Janine Weber got one of the assists. We're going to try to clear up with the other assists where they were not mentioned to the crowd before. But Anya, first period, I felt was pretty even. But Connecticut, I thought, had better puck possession, but they couldn't get clean shots off. What can the Whale do to start getting those cleaner looks and getting the puck on net against Fitzgerald?
So what we have to start doing here is we really have to start making those tic-tac-toe passes to pull New York out of those center lanes. We are having such a hard time moving them outside so that we're getting that clean lane shot. So once we start getting some puck movement, once we start actually pulling the players out of the zone as opposed to just kind of buttoning down and everyone coming to the center, we're going to see a lot more clear lane shot from Connecticut Whale, and that's going to be the big difference maker here.
Our producer Joe telling me that it was Picard who got the primary assist on the goal. Weber the secondary assist by Mie Dench, her 4th of the season. That's why they give those producers all that credit, because they always are helping us out, and they help me out there. So we're about to begin the second period of action here from the Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. The Riveters and the Whale, and we are underway. Second period of action, 1-0. New York in the lead. Puck played along the boards at center ice and intercepted, and here comes New York. There's a shot, and it's deflected down before it gets through to Lundberg. And we played below the goal line by Packer, who gets pushed from behind, able to get back up in the battle with Kelly Stack. And now Russo's got it. Russo plays it to the blue line, where it's sent across to Picard. Picard sends a shot that is deflected down and behind the net. Battle for it again as Packer waiting for it. Gets knocked down to the ice, and the Whale able to move it to center, where Haley Skarupa, one of the bright young stars in this league, makes the pass to Stack. Stack makes a move, has an opportunity, waits, tries to send the pass across, and it's knocked off her stick, and will be played to center.
That's where Kelly Stack just has to rip that shot. She needs to get that puck off quicker and make sure she capitalizes on some free space.
Had an opportunity in the circle, getting below the hash marks, but did not take the shot. Instead, it waited and looked for the pass. Puck played to center, and will be picked up there by Trevino. Trevino in, shot deflected down. New York again clogging the middle, continuing to frustrate the Whale, who will go off for a change. So that pass went to no one in particular, as Rusler's got it now. Rusler comes across the blue line, has her shot deflected away, and now it's played back to the blue line.
Such a strong defenseman there in Sydney Rusler. She is such a powerhouse where she's going to get that puck and move it inside.
That shot in on Fitzgerald kind of handcuffed her for a second, but she was able to hold on to it with 18:32 to go in the second period to score 1-0 New York. Let's take a look at the replay here on that shot.
And you have Kelly Babstock right in the house. She's trying to pick one off as soon as possible to kind of even up the score here and get Connecticut some momentum.
Connecticut was so good in the second period of their last matchup against New York, putting up 2 goals, making it 4-2, and then allowing Nicole Stock to put on an exhibition in the third to pull away with the win. And they'll look for another strong second period here after New York got out of the first with a lead. Puck played to center, an opportunity for a 2-on-1 if they hurry here. Trevino's with it. Her shot saved by Fitzgerald, and Katie Fitzgerald more and more continues to impress, and she's getting more and more comfortable now as the starting goaltender for New York, as she was able to make herself as big as a house and come up with a save.
This is where Trevigno just shoots the puck, and I love it. I'm not going to tell her to pass that puck any day. If she has that rebounding shot, that's going to be a put in for Connecticut Whale, but shoot, shoot, shoot.
But obviously not into the Rosie the Riveter crest, as that one was by Trevino, as Fitzgerald able to make the stop. So battle for it along the right-hand boards, near side of the ice, and Picard's got it. Picard tries to get to the center and does, and Russo's got it. Russo tries to make a long pass and does. There's an opportunity here on a near breakaway. A one-handed shot is saved, as it was Gruschow who went in and tried to make a spectacular effort for a goal, as that puck is now played all the way down. A race for the puck, and icing is the call. They tried a long pass and get Michaela Long out on the break, but they couldn't connect.
That's going to be the big push there. You have such a great work there by Ivana Bilic pushing off Gruschow. She was going to be lethal and dangerous there. That would have been a goal. So great work by the Connecticut Whale defense to sniff out that long-range pass and kind of capitalize on a defensive play there.
Face-off won by New York, but won almost too well as it goes out of the zone, and McMillan will have to chase after it. Only one penalty in this game between these two teams. Very clean game so far, as that puck is played down by Holes. Holes now sends it back to the blue line. There's a shot, and it's deflected away before it gets all the way through, and it'll be picked up there by Morgan Fritz Ward. First time we've mentioned her in today's game. Puck played along the left circle. Rafter trying to send it in deep, does, and chasing after it is Rusler. Now Holes tries to get to it, and Rusler using her size to her advantage to clear the puck out the center. New York will send in deep again, and the cycle begins with under 17 minutes to go in the second period, with New York in front 1-0. Skarupa with it now 1-on-2. Is a shot deflected away into the corner, and Johnston comes up with it.
That's where you have, kind of where Haley Skarupa finds herself is, when she gets that break and she's kind of crushing it. She'll take that quick angle shot because she doesn't see any Connecticut Whale bodies with her.
Fritz Ward's shot is stopped by Lundberg with the pads, and the puck is knocked out of play, and so we'll have a face-off just outside the New York offensive zone with 16:29 to go in the second period. Still 1-0 New York.
Always so great to see a good matchup between Haley Skrupa and me. They're working hard to get that, rookie season player of the year. So it's funny to watch them come up against each other one-on-one.
Skrupa out of Boston College, Dench out of Harvard. So
all too familiar with each other in those beam pots, hey? All of us Boston players know each other way too well.
Anya, of course, went to Boston University, the Terriers. So that's 3 of the 4, Northeastern being the 4th. As that puck is played away from Ketchum, she would have had an opportunity at least a shot, as Fratkin will chase after a bouncing puck. And that's something that you were pointing out, Anya, that the ice might have been getting a little chippy, as it'll go all the way down and it'll be an icing.
Right, because we're trying to get those long stretch passes. I mean, both teams are doing it because it's such an effective way to get a fast break, get an odd man rush, is when you kind of throw that puck out wide and center it hard. But ice this cold and play kind of moving the way it will, it's going to be tougher to get that puck tape to tape. Face-off
in the New York zone is won by Connecticut, but New York able to pick up the loose puck, but can't clear the zone. Trevino trying to play it deep, now behind the net. Puck played out towards center, but New York comes down with it first. And near offsides is waved off as New York now has a 3-on-1 opportunity. Weber waits, shoots, and it's deflected high and does not get all the way through.
Great play by Mangine to get the body in front of the shooter.
Puck played towards the crease, knocked away, and here comes New York again as a look to set it up. Here's Dench, tries to make a centering pass, and it gets knocked away, but not out. Cleared down, and here comes Connecticut. They got Babstock if they can hurry here. She tries to get it, and an offsides is the call.
Oh.
And we'll take a look at the replay of the 3-on-1 in just a second. Let's take a look at Janine Weber, number 12, out of Austria, one of the few international players, and take a look at the 3-on-1.
Here you're going to see, right where I said, you got Mangine getting in front of that shooter and deflecting the puck out wide. That's exactly what you want to see for a defenseman.
So New York getting an opportunity there, but Lundberg, who hasn't been tested too much in this game, neither goalie really has. Shots are low right now. Definitely, though, has been a clean game so far, as that puck is sent in and will be covered by Fitzgerald. If you're just joining us, New York missing 3 of its normal starters. Amanda Kessel continues to be out with her injury. She has not played since the opener against Boston on opening weekend. Courtney Burke and Kira Dostal also out for New York. And Kalia Johnson out for Connecticut. She's been out for a while with a concussion. So it has been some great players have been out for both sides. Opportunity here comes a penalty. It's going to be on Connecticut. It'll be on Brickner.
That's a big old trip. I don't know if she got her stick locked up in her feet or what was it, but that was a good trip by Jordan Brickner. Not good, I mean, but it was a big old trip.
Well, play devil's advocate with you, I think, maybe, because it could have been a 2-on-1. It did stop it. She actually fell down herself and then tripped up the Riv player. So
yeah, it looked like she just kind of lost the edge there and got locked up in Madison Packer's feet. But nonetheless, going to be a great opportunity for the Riveters here to finish up the 2-0 rush.
So power play here for New York, their first power play of the game. Fratkin with it. Fratkin's shot is off the post. So close to making 2-0, as it just rings off probably the crossbar, I believe.
Nothing worse than hearing that ding as a defenseman. You get a good, clean line. You know that you have that shot, and bing.
Here comes Connecticut now with a 2-on-1 potentially here. Stack tries to make a pass across to Skarupa on the short-handed play, and Skarupa could not direct the puck on net. Good opportunity for Connecticut. Best short-handed opportunity in this game. Weber makes a centering pass. It's intercepted. Here's a chance for Connecticut again. Another shot saved by Fitzgerald. And who's on the power play here? It should be New York, but Connecticut with 2 great opportunities after the Ribs hit the crossbar.
So we joke around about us being from Boston and knowing each other too well. There is something like a BC power or penalty kill, and that's exactly what it looks like. Generating offense, getting that shorthand person cutting to the net. It's tough to defend.
Stack and Skarupa did not play at Boston College together, but they know the system well enough. Another opportunity saved made by Fitzgerald, and this power play for New York has been an exhibition in short-handed play by the Whales so far, as we come up on 1 minute to go on the tripping call to Jordan Brickner. Russo trying to get in the zone, it's played back out the center where Rebecca Morse has got it. Morse tries to play it again and is intercepted. Here come the Whale. and an offsides is called, but sometimes that's not such a bad thing when you're on the penalty kill. The faceoff will come to the neutral zone, and it'll be just outside of the New York defensive zone here. So 13:50 to go in the second period, and it's still 1-0 New York, but Connecticut putting on a good show short-handed.
Sometimes you fall asleep on that power play and you think, hey, we have a power play, let's get down into their zone, and you kind of miss some of the opportunities to play defense, and I think that's what's happening to New York right now.
Costa with a great job knocking down that pass from Weber. Tried to set up another odd man rush, but it doesn't work, and here comes Weber as New York finally gets it back into the zone with 30 seconds to go. Weber makes the pass to the blue line. Now Fratkin's got it. Fratkin waits. Her shot deflected down. Rebound in front and just goes wide. McMillan comes down off the blue line, tries to make a pass, does to Fratkin. Fratkin with a nice backhanded pass to Weber. To McMillan. Good movement with the puck, but McMillan gets knocked off the puck as Connecticut's defense continuing to show its force here. But New York has it. Another shot knocked down, and the puck will clear out to center, and that will do it for the power play. Each team is now 0 for 1 with the man advantage.
Great work by Shannon Doyle there to deflect that puck and then also clear it out of the zone and get Connecticut out of some clear trouble that we were facing.
Ruschau battling forward in the corner. Now it's swung all the way around to the other side, to the left-hand side. On your screen, however you are watching this broadcast, and Long now has it, and she's offsides, or one of the Whale players were offsides.
Connecticut really needs to talk about on how to stop these shots from Kaylee Fratkin. You really got to get up on her because some of those things are going to be so lethal. Obviously, being a teammate, a former roommate of hers, she's got the muscles to really ruin some lives with that shot.
Fratkin, one of the prize free agent signings by New York in the offseason from the Whale. Of course, also Jamie Leonoff, who is out for the year with an injury. Two former Whale players, members of the Rivs, as that puck is played back into Connecticut's defensive zone, and they'll regroup and try to get something going here offensively, try to build on the momentum of that penalty kill. Johnston sends it towards Fritz Ward. Fritz Ward knocks it down.
Good step by Molly Engstrom there.
Trying to get into the zone as Anya gives credit to her teammate, Molly Engstrom. That shot in and saved by Fitzgerald, and she'll cover. 12:04 to go in the second period. Still 1-0 New York.
It was always a big rule in college not to let more than 1 or 2 offsides happen every time you're on the road. So Connecticut's really got to button it down and make sure that we're not taking those offsides calls and creating some offensive momentum here.
You got to check the old Twitter here and see what the score is up in Buffalo. We'll check that in just a moment as that puck is sent in, and it is deflected into the corner. Johnston able to help get that puck out, and here comes Russo. Russo trying to use her speed, trying to get around the defense, and she gets knocked off the puck. Maybe tried to buy a call there and didn't work out. Referee saying play on, and so that's exactly what they will do. As the puck is played into the far side, and you won't believe it, but offsides on Connecticut.
And like I'm saying, they really need to watch some of the offsides calls because it's such a cut down on what they can do. Here you're going to see Rebecca Russo, so much speed, and you know she gets her wheels going, and you got Sydney Russo, just such a great big presence on the ice, pushing her right outside that wall. But Russo loves that cut in and kind of last minute jerk that head and rip that shot up high. So would have been interesting to see if she had a little bit more room there.
Boston up 3-0 at the end of 2 periods against Buffalo. Goal scored in the second period by Duggan and Marvin. So Duggan torturing her old club as that shot is stopped by Fitzgerald. Lexi Bender getting a goal in the first period. So Boston on their way again as they'll try to improve to 6-0 on the year. So these two teams, if that score holds up in Buffalo, Connecticut could find themselves in second place if they can get a win. New York will be tied for second if they get a win. Fitzgerald just goes wide, and of course, if this game goes to overtime and New York wins, we'll have a 3-way tie for second place. So battle forward by Dench, and here comes New York, 2-on-2. Weber driving towards the net. Ketchum gets bumped off the puck. Looking again for a call, but no dice, and here comes Connecticut with it now. Coming down the left side is Manchin. The shot goes wide. Oh, Babcock just couldn't crash the net and get to that rebound. It was right there.
Those boards behind that net are on fire, and it's going to be tough for those goalies to monitor it. But you have, you know, a little bit of familiarity here for Fitzgerald, so it should be interesting to see how she's got that
And icing is the call. Rafter just couldn't catch up to that and negate the icing. So we'll have a face-off all the way back in the New York zone. Take a look at these lively boards behind the net of Katie Fitzgerald.
So here you're going to see Kelly Babstock screaming down the wall looking for the rebound. But the shot out wide, she still got the same opportunity because, like I said, those boards are very lively.
Marty Brodeur, when he first came to the Prudential Center, believed the Devils were going to play on one side of the ice for 2 periods. I can't remember which one it was, but the point is one side of the boards were very lively, and he told the organization, we cannot play behind these boards for 2 periods, and they switched it up. So New Jersey gets the advantage because Marty knew that that was not going to be in his favor as that shot is deflected down, and that's why he's the Hall of Famer that he is. So or will be soon enough, as Johnston will play it to the blue line, and they will move it to center. Oh, intercepted though, as New York continuing to have trouble clearing the zone, and now Dench has it, and they will do what they wanted, which is to get it to center, as Rafter tries to come up with it, has the puck knocked away from her by Long, and the Whale again, Anya, are really dominating puck possession here in this game.
It's a little more interesting now to see some of those New York players step outside of the center of the ice and give Connecticut a little bit more room. You know, you got players like Michaela Log, Sammy Faber, old UNH teammates that read each other so well. It's pretty dangerous when you see them out there as a unit.
Engstrom tries to work it around, but it ends up on the stick of Johnston, the captain. So captain to captain, if you will. And that puck is going to be sent all the way down ice. Icing waved off. Stack chases after it. And able to try to use the net to speed herself up, but it's turned over, and New York will chase after it and try to get something set up here. Picard with it at the left point. Works it around again. Played behind the net. And chasing after is Grushow. She won't get to it first, but it's played at the blue line by McMillan, and she'll send it in deep again. Knocks off of Holes, who sends it back to McMillan. McMillan sends it across. Picard's open. Picard waits. She shoots, and it was knocked down in front again. They're having trouble getting shots through to Lundberg now, so the Whale doing what New York was doing so well in the first period, not allowing shots to get through. Of course, the one that was off the crossbar doesn't count as a shot, but New York having trouble getting their offense going here in the second as we have 8:50 to go. In the second period, 1-0, New York in front on a goal by Mie Dench. Stack with it now. Stack waits, sends a pass across, and it's knocked away by New York's defense. And now they have a chance for numbers. 3-on-2 here for New York. Pass sent across. It's picked up there. There's a shot. Score! Madison Packer, the trailing man, right down the slot. And the Riveters take a 2-0 lead, and she is fired up.
You know, that all really starts from a net being crashed, and that's where the Riveters had a lot of momentum there. The first thing they did was send a player hard to the front of the net, knock that D off of her game a little bit, and from there, Madison has that wide angle shot. You're going to see it right here. It's Janine Weber. Janine Weber turns around and takes up the front of that net, knocks it off of her game, and right there, Madison has such a clean line, and that's solid 3-on-2 hockey right there.
Packer went to the referee and tapped Rebecca Russo on the shoulder. She's saying that Russo was the one who deflected it in. We'll get the official call in the second, but I did see that Packer talked to the referee. Russo was the one who did lead the celebration, so we'll get the official word. And they say that it is Rebecca Russo gets the goal for New York, so Packer takes the shot. She gets the assist. And Melissa McMillan also in on the assist, so the Riveters with a 2-0 lead. Pass sent across, opportunity for the Whale. They answer, they shoot, saved by Fitzgerald. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Another opportunity is knocked down in front. Oh, how did she make that stop? The Whale with a great opportunity to get back in the game, and they are stoned by Fitzgerald.
And that's Kelly Babstock's forte. Like I said, get her out wide and get her a one-timer shot, and that's usually snuck up into the top of the crossbar. Great pass by Costa there to see her and kind of read that.
Another shot in on net, and Fitzgerald paddles it away very easily, and New York brings it up. So the turnover by Connecticut leads to the 3-on-2. Packers shot deflected in by Russo, and it is 2-0 New York. Pass down looking for Connery out in front, gets knocked away into the corner. Anya, sometimes it feels like Connecticut may be overpassing a little bit at times.
God, they got to shoot, hey? I can't when they do that. It's one of those things we work on in practice time and time again. We have so many finesse players that we look for that beautiful pass, and I just want them to get a little gritty and rip a shot.
Shot goes wide of Fitzgerald behind the net. Connecticut getting a good cycle game going here as they continue to try to slice into this 2-0 deficit. Pass out in front, and it's blocked down. Might have not gotten through to Fitzgerald. Another opportunity for Connecticut as they regain the puck. The shot just goes wide, a soft shot as it goes below the goal line, and Johnston has it, number 10 for New York. Trying to get it out of the zone, and Fritz Ward does. Oh, and if that was picked up by Rafter, they could have had a 2-on-1, and they are going to say icing is the call. So that puck was not touched below the red line, and so a big icing as the Whale will force those tired New York players back onto the ice. Connecticut will be able to make a change and take a look at the replay here.
Here we see, you know, like I said, that's going to be Janine Weber's work. I know she didn't, you know, take a handle on that puck, but getting that D off her ankle is really where, you know, New York did a great job capitalizing on that. Here we have a timeout called. Very smart by Chad Weissman to make sure he's getting fresh bodies out on the ice. You know, you see that third line in Sam Faber and Michaela Long and Elena Orlando going down there, and you have our defense crashing. You have Mangine, you have Doyle, getting so much forward momentum and really kind of making a stir, but Fitzgerald just shut the door right on that.
So take a look at the save by Fitzgerald, that scrum out in front here on the replay, and you're going to see the opportunity for Connecticut. Again, that's some great passing. What a stop by Fitzgerald. She put on a show last weekend up in Buffalo, and she's doing it again. She has really grabbed the bull by the horns, if you will, and has taken this #1 position here. New York, of course, we talked about it, had Jamie Leonoff on the roster, ready to go. She gets hurt in preseason. Sho Jung Shin got the start in the opener. She was pulled for Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald's been dynamite ever since. Got her first win last weekend and trying to pick up win number 2 in the first at home. Pass out in front by Connecticut is intercepted. New York trying to clear the zone, and they will. 6:20 to go here in the second period. 2-0, Riveters in the lead. Second period goal scored by Rebecca Russo, deflecting a shot by Madison Packer. The other assist to Melissa McMillan. The Riveters have 2 goals and 6 different players with points in this game. Dench scoring the first goal and assisted by Weber and Picard. Chance here for New York again, offsides. Russo took a shot on net. Not always a welcome thing from players when the whistle blows, but it was pretty simultaneous, so
it might
no
be
extracurriculars.
Might be one of my biggest pet peeves, and you know, it's hard. It's hard in the moment to realize the time is out for you to be able to shoot. And Russo's just such a quick kid that it's hard to falter for it.
We're going to take a quick timeout. 2-0 Riveters in front here in the second period. This is the NWHL on Cross Ice Pass. And welcome back. You are taking a look at Dana Trevino, one of the great young players for the Connecticut Whale out of Boston College. Oh, there's a surprise. More Boston players in this league. BC, of course, well represented on the Whale and in this league in general. As we are back to live action here. 2-0 New York in front. As Costa's shot is saved by Fitzgerald. Puck played towards the blue line, intercepted by New York, and they'll clear it to center. As we are under 6 minutes to go.
Great pass there to stretch it all the way out to Nicole Costa to get some forward motion there for Connecticut Whale. Just a live puck there, bounces right off Dana's stick, but again, great centering pass. Connecticut has all the ideas. We just got to make sure that we start turning it on. Obviously, New York fans happy to see a little bit of a shaky start and kind of play here from Connecticut.
Opportunity here for Trevino, and a shot saved by Fitzgerald. Puck played towards the blue line. Rusler trying to get after it, but can. And now here's a chance for New York. They can hurry with a 2-on-1. Catch him down the left side. Waits, and pass across wide. Great pass, and the shot just went wide. Another opportunity here out in front. Morse tries to get to it, and Schlunberg eventually able to cover. Great pass by Bray Ketchum, nearly leading to another goal for New York.
How hungry are these Riveters? How hungry is Alexa for that first goal? She's coming down here, gets this pass over from Bray Ketchum. Such a beautiful look. Even a Billick could have probably got in there a little bit harder, but just outside wide, outside blocker side. Such a great look, though, to make that pass.
Shot deflected away. Lundberg trying to hold on to it. Can as it's played along the side of the net, but Connecticut will come up with it first. Now they have a chance for a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Skarupa coming down the right side. Tries to make a pass across. It's intercepted. As New York turns it around, now they have a chance for a 2-on-1. Now 2-on-2 as Doyle gets back. 3-on-2 shot. Score! It's Russo again! Her second of the game! And the Riveters lead it 3-0.
God, like I said, Rebecca Russo with that cutting-in shot. She is such a lethal player. Just quick shot, getting down, putting her head down, and making sure she puts that puck in the back of the net. No question in my mind that that was going in. You got to watch those players as they create that fast break. You got to turn New York off right now. So Connecticut has to answer here soon, or, you know, the Riveters are going to catch full fire.
Second straight goal by New York where the trailing player was able to come down the slot and get an open shot on Lundberg, and the Rivs have a 3-0 lead as Johnston plays it along the left boards for Russo, her second goal of the game. Madison Packer with her second assist of the game as well. So great pass from Packer. That time it was intended as a pass, and she's able to find Russo. So that line, that starting lineup, if you will, of Packer, Grushow, and Russo have been deadly in this game. As a couple players go down to the ice, sticks have been lost, and Fratkin able to pick it up as the puck is played to center. And icing is waved off. Under 4 minutes to go, and the Riveters with a 3-0 lead. Now the whistle blows, and based upon the audible clapping of my partner, it's going to be a tripping call, and it'll be a penalty.
It's a matching call, actually. You had Connecticut Whale player Sammy Faber get locked up with McMillan there. So, you know, can't really have that stuff happening behind the play. I love that the refs are getting after it, but we got to make sure that we're calling them even. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get a 2-2 here.
She did point to both sides, just waiting for the Ribs player that was called to head on over, and it'll be number 20, Cheeky Her, that will head over to the penalty box. She's not exactly thrilled, and so it'll be coincidental minors. So the
penalty was on McMillan. I'm going to be interested if they don't swap her out for that call.
And now here comes McMillan. Anya on top of it.
I'm like an investigator out there. I like to make sure everything's up to snuff.
That's a McMillan and Faber. So advantage, I'd say, to Connecticut only because of McMillan being a defenseman, where Faber is a forward. Sam Faber, who scored one of the biggest goals, I'd say, in Whale history when she scored in the playoffs a year ago in Game 1 in the win over the Buttes, a game I had the pleasure of calling up in Chelsea Piers. And that was a shutout, the only shutout in Whale history, authored by Jamie Leonoff, and that came in the postseason.
You got to watch out for players like Sam Faber. She is so dangerous out there, and she's right in there when you don't expect it. Players like her, players like Michaela Long, they have the history behind them, and they played when hockey was at its all-time great.
So the players are now 4 aside with 3:47 and counting to go, as McMillan and Faber called for tripping calls. Here's Babstock as the ice will open up a bit here. Costa with it. Now Engstrom. Engstrom coming down off the blue line, playing it, and Costa's got it back. Now Engstrom sends the pass across. Oh, and it just goes wide. Opportunity there, and Fitzgerald was leaning the wrong way, but the Whale couldn't find the back of the net.
I think Kell was trying to pass it there, and she just totally pulls it outside wide. It was just such an odd shot. Could have been a goal.
Players tumbling to the ice. That was Picard as Babstock tries to send it in on net. Now the pass goes behind, and it's loose, and here comes New York with it. Weber trying to get it out of the zone, and she will do that, as Engstrom will now tip it forward, and here comes Connecticut again. Skarupa stays on side. Costa sends in deep. Defensive change for the Whale as Rusler and Billick come onto the ice. Skarupa with it now in the left circle, waits. Shot on net, saved by Fitzgerald, and she continues her strong performance in net. 2:48 to go here in the second period. The coincidental minors having 56 seconds remaining on them, the 4-on-4.
You got the two Boston College USA hockey girls that love this 4-on-4 play. So they're always big on the penalty kill, and I like when there's a lot more ice here. 4-on-4 hockey's always a lot more fun to watch for me.
Puck bounced off the boards. An opportunity here for Fritz Ward. Fritz Ward trying to hold on to the puck, and she gets the puck knocked off her stick. Fritz Ward's had so many chances this season to put one in the net and has struggled to do so and could not come up with a shot there. Stack has the puck bounce off her skates and will be sent all the way down where Skarupa's got it. As we have 30 seconds to go on the 2 minors of the 4-on-4. Stack has the puck bounce off her stick. Tries to send it across, and Fitzgerald will knock that away. With 2:13 to go here in the second, and 20 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. Chance here, shot just goes wide. Another chance there for Skarupa and the Whale.
We got to get some shots on net here. I know Kelly's getting a little frustrated, just starting to rip them. So that's where we're going to see some danger here for New York. If Connecticut just starts getting those shots and ripping them on net, it's going to be very interesting to see how she handles, maybe a 15-20 shot period in the third.
Under a minute and 45 seconds now to go in the second. 3-0 New York as the the minors are over the 4-on-4, and so each team is back to full strength. Puck intercepted at the blue line here. Skarupa makes the pass down low. Shot. Fitzgerald had to look behind her as it went wide. And Johnson now comes up with it. So another chance for Connecticut. They have really grabbed the momentum since that third goal here. But New York happy to have their 3-0 lead, and will send it on down ice as there's 1:17 to go. 3-0 New York. Goals by Rebecca Russo here in the second period. 2 of them on assists by Packer on both. Puck played behind the net. Weber sends it towards Ketchum. As the puck is towards the blue line, and it will be picked up there by Faber, number 28. Being marked there by Picard. Picard trying to knock it away as we're under a minute to go. And it'll be played out the center. Packer trying to start another rush. And now it's picked up there, and here comes Fratkin. Fratkin able to keep it onside. Here's a shot from Packer. It's blocked down. Another glove comes off a player, this one for Connecticut. And now the Whale will move it up the center with 35 seconds to go.
Connecticut needs to pop one in here right in the end to just start some momentum moving up ice.
And we have a whistle.
Looks like the net was off here.
And they will readjust the net here, so the net comes off its moorings with 29.8 seconds to go here in the second period.
You're going to see Connecticut try to set up a pass out to the back here, and then have players like Nicole Costa and Kelly Babstock crash that net super hard. That's why you have Kelly Babstock taking the face-off.
Face-off in the right circle. Roosler with it. Tries to send it down in front. Fitzgerald reacted, but the puck ended up behind the net. 20 seconds to go. Connecticut just trying to get one here and break up the shutout bid. Babstock sends it across, and it doesn't connect. Will it stay in the zone? It will. 10 seconds to go now. Puck sent in on net. Just goes wide. Fritz Ward takes a look at the clock. Very patient with it. Johnston gets taken down. There's going to be a penalty call. It's loose in front. Fitzgerald makes a stop. The period is over.
You had Nicole Costa back there cutting around the side of the net and stretched his arm actually right to the face. It's maybe a height thing there, but Nicole Costa looks a little shaken up. Almost had an opportunity out front there with Kelly Babstock and Dana cutting up to the front of the net hard. But period's going to end here. Good lively last, like you said, minute and 30 seconds there for Connecticut. Just peppering the net with shots, and that's going to be the difference maker here.
So Johnston will start the third period when it begins in the penalty box for 2 minutes. That's a big power play opportunity for the Whale, and they'll have 20 minutes of intermission time to think about how they're going to try to come back from this 3-goal deficit. Anya, let's take a look at that hit before we get into our period review.
Like I said, you have, it's McMillan. Completely misspoke. You have McMillan trying to cut in to help out Johnson behind the net there. And she kind of just catches the face of Nicole Costa right there with her elbow. Height is going to be the difference maker there, but doesn't make it any less painful.
So McMillan, the one, and it's official, number 73 will go back to the box, so she'll be in the box to start the third period. Anya, New York, gets a couple rushes, finds the back of the net twice. Russo doing a great job getting it into the net. Just talk about what New York needs to do to hold on to this lead before we go to break.
So New York really just needs to play a tight D zone. I think at this time, you have 3 goals on. You're doing great. You really should button down the house and make sure you're protecting the front and making sure they're not getting shots through. So that's New York's game plan in the locker room, talking about, okay, puck possession, let's make sure we're flooding the center of the ice and making sure that we turn off these Connecticut Whale power forwards.
Rivs fans are excited. They lead it. Their team leads it 3-0 at the end of 2 periods of play for Anya Battolino. I am Matt Falkenberry. When we come back, I'll have Mike Murphy of FanRag Sports, amongst many different websites, join me for an interview. We'll talk about everything involving the Riveters. So we'll be back right after this. Rivs leading it 3-0.
I love grinding shifts. I just love them because I love beautiful goals too, all right? And we've scored some beautiful goals. But I've seen so many players in my day that don't have both. They don't have both, okay? They can make beautiful plays at times, but they don't have it, you know, the other part where we have both. And I think that's awesome, all right? That's a complete player, complete team. Just keep it simple, all right, you guys?
So the teams just huddling up around their respective nets, getting ready to get themselves fired up. They'll roll up the carpets here and we'll get set for this big matchup between 2 of the founding 4 teams in the National Women's Hockey League, the founding 4 as they are referred to.
Memories in this book, this building back into well. Up scored free in front. Backhander score!
Back those 5 holes into the 5 team, but get on the board.
The dog pile in the crease, the puck squirts loose, falls over the shot. Blocker down by Leonov.
Now 2-on-2 developing for the Predators, and it's scored. Decker in, jump score!
Better step and hold on to it. You know, tries to go through the 5-hole.
Check Buffalo up with the puck, turnover, shot, oh, it scores!
Yeah, there was some bad blood. I'm not exactly sure why. I might have started with that first game, kind of got off on the wrong foot.
Welcome back to the Barnabas Health Hockey House here in Newark, New Jersey. It's the second intermission with the Riveters leading the Whale 3-0. I'm joined now by Mike Murphy, who writes for FanRag Sports, Blue Shirts Banter, the Ice Garden, and a lot of other different websites. He is all over the Riveters. He's all over the National Women's Hockey League. We'll begin with the game at hand right now. Riveters up 3-0. They look great right now. They've really played a nice game so far. Their rushes have been good, and Katie Fitzgerald is becoming maybe the best goalie in the short history of the Riveters. She's been fantastic so far and has picked up her play since that Buffalo doubleheader.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure there's been a bigger surprise, especially in goaltending in the league, than Fitzgerald. You know, so little was known about her, and with the Leonov injury, she came in as kind of this, you know, she had the, you know, the previous, you know, experienced relationship with the Riveters goaltending coach, and, you know, from St. Cloud State, you know, college numbers were okay, but not great, and now we've really gotten to see her develop into a pretty outstanding and solid starting goaltender here. This has obviously been, it's hard to believe that she might have had, you know, this being her best game so far, but she's been outstanding so far.
Talk about Rebecca Russo, kind of gets lost in the shuffle amongst the rookies. You talk about Skarupa and Dench just here. You could talk about Alex Carpenter in Boston as being a favorite as we knock over a beach ball. And I do still asking the question. What is she bringing to the table? She's got 2 goals, one on the tip that Masson Packer gladly told the referee she scored, and then the other on the rush, she just fired it in. What's she bringing to the table?
As we're dodging beach balls here, I think the amazing thing about Russo is she's just always quick. She's one of those players who's always moving. You know, her feet are always going, and she's the only Riveters player right now, I believe, who has a point-per-game player. Coming into today's game, I think she had a goal and 4 assists, and you know, tonight she's already picked up 2 goals, so you know she's actually chasing down Dench's goal lead on the team. But that top line of Gross-Chow and Russo and Packer tonight has really been driving the offense. You know, they're flying on the rush. They look great, and when they have offensive zone faceoffs, they're getting shots on net. They're doing everything right.
Now going around the league, of course, the big news over the last 72 hours has been about the cuts of player salary to keep the National Women's Hockey League afloat. For the time being, the players have responded with their requests, if you will, their demands or requests, however you want to, what adjective you want to use for it. They've made their feelings felt and how they want the league to move forward. Just talk about first, when you first heard about the news, what was your reaction, and what has it been like in the media amongst the fans? What has been like on Twitter or in the blogosphere about the reaction to all of this?
Well, I think, it's the fact that the players didn't have a voice is the thing that was so concerning. And that, the NWHL-PA really wasn't involved. And, the players, they're here, they're playing here today in Newark, and they're playing in Buffalo. So, the conditions they put forward, and, they're not really unreasonable, and hopefully it's something that, that can get worked out. But I think most, especially fans on social media, you would expect it, but the fans are going to support the players. And, it's hard really to argue against the players just because it was, there's a questions of paying rent, and questions of signing a contract and all that stuff. But, at the same time, we want this league to be around. So it's really hard. And, I'm not surprised that the players came today because they're here because they love hockey. And they're, the best all over the world, really. But, especially the North American players, these are the best that North America has.
Madison Packer has 2 assists today, but her first salvo, if you will, her first big moment of the weekend was coming out, speaking with you and Kate Samini in 2 separate interviews, speaking about the experience. Chad Wiseman was on with me pregame. He spoke about what his experience was like, revealing to the players what was going on, having to talk to them about that, and how just it was tough for him to do that. And the same for Heather Lindstad, the same thing, just having to deal with, telling the players and having them process it. For you, when you first heard the news, just personally speaking, how did you feel about it? You cover this team, you cover this league. I mean, you and other media members really were very vocal on Twitter of just about everything that's going on. You were pumping up coming to the game today for the fans, for example. Just your feelings about it personally.
Yeah, from the personal angle, it's really hard not to, sympathize with the players. And, when I talked to Madison, the impression I got, the words she used, she was hurt and, felt like, the players were used in a way. And, you follow the league for over a year now, and I know you've been calling the games for over a year now. It's, you can't watch them play and talk to them after interviews without understanding who they are as people. And it's really hard not to kind of, see things through their eyes and understand why, they have that list of conditions that, it's a pretty reasonable list. So I'm not surprised the way that the fans have reacted. I'm pretty impressed by the way the players have reacted because they've kind of gone, they've collaborated together to kind of make their own unofficial PA, more or less. So
let's talk about the future of this league. It's up in the air. I think it's the best way to put it right now. We don't know what's going to happen over the next 2 weeks. The players have said before the next batch of games after Thanksgiving they want some type of resolution or some kind of movement forward to make themselves feel more comfortable. Every time I saw a player who was hurt, like Dench who got hurt, or as Costa just now, you started to think about one of the demands being about insurance and just thinking about the future of this league. What are you hearing about the future? What do you think is going to happen over the next 2 weeks? Will we be here again on December 3rd for another Riveters game, or do you see the league being in bigger trouble than maybe they're letting on?
I hope we're here, but the article Tatiana Rafter wrote on Stanley Cup of Chowder, she painted a pretty grim picture of just the realities of, players have rent to pay. There's a pretty grim reality of, this money, Packer made the point to say it's not about the money. But for a lot of players, the reality is if they don't get, the money they signed the contract for, they can't be here. And that's the part that puts, whether hockey will be back in jeopardy. But, I hope that we get to see hockey back.
Let's go around the league real quick. We'll get it back to the game on the ice. Boston, shockingly, is winning again. They continue to dominate again. They're up 3-0. Last I checked, at the end of 2 periods up in Buffalo. Let's talk about the Buttes, though, because we can talk about the Pride all day long. They're great. They're going to be potentially 6-0 for a reason. But Buffalo, New York, and Connecticut, if New York holds on, they'll end up tied for second place with Buffalo. If it goes overtime here, then it would be a 3-way tie. Do you feel that the players getting all that off-ice stuff on the ice? Do you feel that maybe they're starting to think, now they're almost a third of the way through the year, there's a battle for second going on? Or do they feel, hey, we can take down Boston. They're not the big bad team like a Golden State Warriors would be, for example. They can be beat, and we're not just fighting for second place.
Well, it's interesting because, if everything goes according to plan and, there's still the playoffs, all the teams will make it. But the real point of the regular season, other than, to play it, is to figure out seeding. And no one wants to play Boston in that first round for good reason. It's so hard because Boston without Knight, they looked unbeatable. I know Knight's a healthy scratch day, but when she was back, she had 6 shots and a goal in her first game back. And it's one of those teams you just, their second line is as good as other teams' first line. It's easy to say, oh, everyone's just playing for second. But, playing for second when the Pride are stuck at first is not so bad.
This is Mike Murphy. You can follow him on Twitter at DigDeepBSB. You can read his stuff on Blue Shirts Banter. They're also on the Ice Garden, which is SB Nation's brand new women's hockey blog. Check it out. It's fantastic. And also on FanRag Sports as well. Mike, thanks for joining me, and hopefully we'll see each other in 2 weeks.
Thank you very much.
When we come back, we'll have more on the second period intermission. The Riveters lead at 3-0. I'm Matt Falkenberry. We'll be right back after this.
All right, hey, we're ready, you guys. We're ready, all right? We said all we really need to say, too. Play to win. Don't be tight. Enjoy it. Just go. Trust one another. We got awesome power in this room together, all right? You guys are the best team here. Don't worry about mistakes. We're all going to make them, but we're going to make more great plays than any mistakes we make. Same start. Here we go, ladies.
I definitely saw a body jump on the puck.
I saw the ref's arms go up.
Our coach throws his arms up. He's like, penalty shot!
Penalty shot!
I was like a toddler on the bench. I was jumping up and down. I heard Bobby say, Hillary, you're going to take it. And I turned and I said, we won. We just won this game.
I wasn't expecting them to come off the bus and come straight over here, especially with the fun night of celebrating they had had. I loved seeing Isabel and meeting Isabel, but even more importantly, I was really happy to see them and just be in the moment with them.
So the teams just huddling up around their respective nets, getting ready to get themselves fired up. They'll roll up the carpets here and we'll get set for this big matchup between two of the founding 4 teams in the National Women's Hockey League, the founding 4 as they are referred to.
Memories in this book, this building back into well. Up sports free in front. Backhander score!
Back those 5 holes into the Pride. Able to get on the board.
The dog pound
Jones also with a shot. Blocker down by Leonoff. Now it's 2-on-2 developing for the Predators, and it's scored. Decker in, shoots, score!
Better step and hold on to it. And, you know, tries to go through the 5-hole.
Check Buffalo up with the puck turnover shot. Oh, it scores!
Before the face-off, we're talking, and Dempsey's like, "Gee, I'm gonna win the puck. Back to you. You shoot. I'll go to the net with my stick on the ice and try to tip it in."
In front, Dempsey scores!
It ended up working almost exactly how she drew it up. She just went crazy celebrating.
Wasted no time, really, 4 seconds into the 4-on-4.
That's something I love about Dems. She genuinely celebrates.
And welcome back as you take a look at the crowd here at the Barnabas Health Hockey House, knocking around those beach balls, which made a guest appearance during my interview with Mike Murphy. We were in the second intermission, just about to get set for the third period, with the Riveters leading the Connecticut Whale by a score of 3-0 alongside Anya Battolino. I am Matt Falkenberry. I hope you are enjoying the broadcast on this cold and blustery Sunday evening as the shots on goal in the second period favoring the Connecticut Whale. Once again, they led in shots by a score of 9-8. Overall for the game, they are 18-14 in favor of Connecticut. Anya, the power play for the Whale 0-for-1. They're going to get a second chance in a few moments. It's probably the moment of the game that they need to find the back of the net.
I couldn't agree more. This is going to be the crucial moment for Connecticut to say, okay, we're here. We're going to put a puck in the net quick, you know, in the first 30 seconds of this power play, and then they're going to start, you know, wheeling and dealing, and that's going to be the difference maker. If New York can kill this off, it's going to be hard for Connecticut to light fire again unless there's a couple more breaks in the early third period.
There is something that they call the broadcaster's jinx. You ever watch a basketball game, they say this guy's made 5 free throws in a row, he'll probably miss. That's
right.
Usually how it goes. I'm going to risk the jinx because I don't believe in them. I'll say if there's a no-hitter in the 5th inning. I'll say if a guy's made 1,000 free throws in a row. The New York Riveters have never had a shutout in franchise history, and they're 20 minutes away from doing that with Katie Fitzgerald in net. She's 18 for 18 in saves. So that is something to look forward to. The Riveters trying to join the likes of the Whale, who have a shutout in postseason play, and the Pride, who have the most shutouts in league history, with garnering a shutout. Not 100% on Buffalo's mark. I don't think they've had one in their history, although they've got great goaltending. I don't think they have had one in franchise history, but New York trying to get off the schneid, so we'll follow that. Rebecca Russo, 2 goals, trying to go for the hat trick. She was dynamite. You were talking to her family in between the periods. How are they feeling? How's this crowd? I mean, talk about the crowd and the fans that are here today supporting the National Women's Hockey League. Again, the Riveters fans, to me, they're the best in the league, and they've once again shown up in droves to watch this team play.
You know, I'll answer a couple questions here. The Russos are on fire. They're smiling, they're laughing, they're high-fiving. You know, Rebecca's grandfather's here, so I said, okay, guys, I'll give her a pass. She can score a couple goals, but no more for her. But the fans are great. You know, there's nothing like the Riveters fans. I couldn't agree with you more. They're here just to support. They drove, they paid. The New York Riveters didn't have accomplice today. Actually, my good friend Kaylee Fracken on the team, her boyfriend went so far as to pay for his ticket. And he said, you know, I could get a free ticket on the accomplice, but it's worth supporting the team. And that's where you're going to see the fans change the name of the game for women's hockey, is standing behind us, standing as a united front, and getting behind us with not only funds, but support and tweets and physically being here and being loud and being boisterous and being the kind of people that we want to play for. So fans are going to change the game for us, you know, moving forward for the rest of the year, and there's nothing like some support here tonight. It's beautiful.
These are world-class athletes, U.S. Olympians, international players here putting on a show, both up in Buffalo and here in Newark. And the Riveters treating their home fans to a great first 2 periods. The Connecticut Whale trying to spoil it and start the comeback, and they will have a 2-minute full power play here to start the third period. The Whale going from left to right, from right to left on your computer screens or your television screens if you're watching on Cheddar, which is making its broadcast debut with us today. Also, if you're joining us on Cross Ice Pass, welcome to you guys, especially if you're just joining us. And of course, New York going from left to right, trying to kill off this power play and finish off this lead and turn it into a win. The Whale will try to ruin that. We begin the third period as the official announcement of the power play. So elbowing the call on McMillan. Whale 0 for 1 on the power play. Babstock plays at the blue line, sends it along the right-hand boards, trying to get it to Skarupa. Skarupa battling for it, gets help from Brickner, and now it's up top to Engstrom. Engstrom down the Babstock. Babstock in the left circle, sends it across with a pass just wide, and they'll have to regroup. Passing has just been a little bit off today for the Whale. Stack gets it to Babstock. Babstock gets some pressure, and Stack will now switch with her and get it to the blue line. Engstrom tries to make a pass down, and Fratkin's there to intercept. New York tries to clear, and they will.
That's where Kaylee Fratkin's going to be so crucial on this PK. She is such a good read of that shot coming off the D-side zone, so she is going to be, deflecting pucks, watching out for that puck, and making sure that there's no tips out front.
Puck played at the blue line, and Connecticut will send it in deep. Skarupa sends it around, and now she'll get it back as Trevino tries to play it and gets knocked off the stick. She gets her puck knocked off her stick, and then it goes out, but it'll deflect off the glass between the benches, and so we'll have a face-off and see where it's going to be marked. And it's just outside the zone. That's a win for New York with 47 seconds remaining on the penalty to McMillan.
You have Johnson out there, such a strong body, just a good, solid captain to this team, but not only a captaining player, but just a great, solid player that kind of shuts down the zone and makes sure it's nice and quiet on the D side, and that's what you love, a nice, quiet, non-assuming defenseman.
Johnston plays it into the corner. Puck comes out towards the middle. Connecticut can't get a stick on it. Now they'll play it back with under 30 seconds to go on the power play. Puck swung all the way around. No, it actually got stopped, and now will be cleared out by New York.
Like I said, that's Johnson right there. Quiet, calculated, strong defenseman.
Puck played behind the net, and the Whale will move it to center. Costa with it. Costa sends it across. Opportunity here for Connecticut, and the shot was not taken. Might have been deflected off the stick. As the power play is now over. The Whale are 0 for 2. McMillan back out there, and a save by Fitzgerald as she just deflected that one into the corner. So we're back to 5-on-5, so the Whale cannot take advantage of that power play to start the third, and they remain down by 3. Dench battling forward in front of the Riveters bench, and puck played back by Connecticut. New York has not had an opportunity yet to get their offensive game going after the penalty kill, and they'll try to do so here as Packer knocks it into the zone and will chase after it.
Getting a little aggressive now. I know he said it was not a very chippy game, but as the temperatures rise here and Connecticut gets closer and closer to this kind
chance
of
here
loss
for Stack,
here.
and it's going to go behind the net. As these two teams, as they become more familiar with each other, get a little bit more aggressive, if you will.
Right.
And that's what happens when you play teams 7 times during a season. This is matchup number 2, second one here in New Jersey. The Whale a few weeks away from their home opener, the Northford Ice Arena in Connecticut. That would be scheduled for December 10th. Puck sent in, and icing is waved off, so play continues. New York, I thought for a second they were trying to get an icing there, but didn't get the call. Fritz Ward brings it down the right side, tries to take a shot, and it's knocked down by Engstrom and played into the corner. Engstrom comes out with the puck first, 16:35 and counting to go. In the third period, 3-0. The Riveters in the lead.
Watch out here as Connecticut Whale really tries to force the odd man rush. They're going to try to start sending players like Kelly Babstock and Haley Skarupa with the wheels that they have to fly out and kind of button down a goal here.
Puck played to center. Connecticut trying to get a pass down the middle, and just again trying to find that great pass, that one more opportunity, and they can't get it done as Rafter brings it down the left side. Waits tries to make a move, that's intercepted. Tried to break out Costa, but it's deflected, and Russo will get to the puck first for New York. And Rebecca Russo happy to just puck handle and try to get it out of the zone, but New York not unable to as it's intercepted by Babstock. Puck swung all the way around. Trevino's got it. Tries to make a pass behind the net again, and Babstock will get to it first. There's a shot blocked away, and Weber will move it to center on the stick of Madison Packer.
You got Packer alone here, so Jordan Brickner was able to pull it off her stick pretty cleanly. Watch here as you're going to have Trevigno cutting down to the front of that net, and got the change here for Connery.
Again, the puck knocked off the stick of a Whale player as it's moved to center ice here by the Rivs. Packer gets it to Ketchum chasing after it. And again, the Whale picking up the puck. The Riveters right now just sitting back, playing defense, as that's going to be sent all the way down, and an icing is called. Riveters more than happy to be right now just play defense and get it together.
Some of those holes for Connecticut are going to start becoming available if we have New York really buttoning down in the D zone. There becomes a lot more opportunity for Connecticut to stretch it out that wide side, get that flat pass, and then use the length of the ice to really start opening up the picture.
Face-off in the Connecticut zone is taken out quickly by the Whale and sent in deep again. And the Riveters pick up the loose puck in the left corner. Connecticut trying to establish some offensive time and offensive zone time, but can't do it as New York able to clear it out the center. A couple players tumbling to the ice as the Whale will bring it up again.
Great pass by Elena Orlando there. You just love that one-touch pass, knowing the ice and seeing where your players are. It's a strong look for her.
Orlando, the former Riveter, trying to get out in front, loose in front, and Fitzgerald watches it go through the crease. Johnston, the battle for it in the corner. Puck ends up on the stick of Shannon Doyle, but she'll knock it out of the zone.
Dumped in by Ivana, and that's where you're going to see Connecticut Whale defensive play. It's cutting down the D zone, or excuse me, the offensive zone, to make a nice tight zone so we can power the net, but also taking those steps and dumping the puck in deep and getting that good solid change.
Packers shot knocked away by Lundberg with the stick. They've got Long. If they can get the pass across, Long crashing to the net. She tries to get there, and the puck is knocked away. Good defensive play by the Riveters once again as the Whale trying those cross-ice passes deep in the zone. There is no arm up as the Riveter fans are looking for an interference call, not going to get it, and the play will continue, and the Whale will bring it up ice.
Like I said, you really got to watch that wide stretch pass from the Whale. It's such a strong skating team that they use their speed to their advantage here.
Puck out of play as it hits the netting behind the net, and we'll take a look at the replay here.
And this is what I'm saying here. You have Kelly Stack coming out the side angle, and it just tips off right at the end there by Mie, but she's looking for that wide stretch pass. Again here, you're going to watch her cut down the wide side, see the crease, look for it, and Michaela Long was all over it if she could have got a stick on that puck.
13-13 to go here in the third. 3-0, the Riveters in front. This period began with a power play for Connecticut that the Rivs were able to kill off. And they have basically been playing defense in the early part of the period. And they will clear at the center. The Whale have had the primary puck possession in this game, but the Riveters, when they had their opportunities, have taken advantage of them, getting 3 past Sinead Lundberg, the former Riveter goaltender. Costa makes a move, nice one. On the backhand, tries a centering pass, and Ketchum was the only player to come up with the puck, and she will chase after it and knock it down the center ice again.
And that's where we start to see Connecticut Whale's defensemen. You had Molly Engstrom screaming down that wide side there. She is going to start getting aggressive. The team is going to start looking to make offensive plays. You're going to have forwards covering back on D. You're going to have defense screaming up the wall. So it's going to be interesting to see how the D kind of turn around the play here.
And the puck is sent down for an icing. And so with 12:09 to go in the third period, a faceoff will come all the way back into the New York zone. And Connecticut will have a chance to get their offense set up and try to slice into this lead. Getting you an update on the game up in Buffalo.
Elena Orlando here for the face-off. This is going to be a crucial face-off. She needs to start getting some wins back to the defense here and getting players with strong body presence like Sam Faber in front of the net with Nicole Connery going.
Puck played along the right-hand boards and will be played out the center by Rafter as Faber lost her stick and Connecticut able to regroup.
Good keep on the puck there by Nicole Connery. She's going to look to get that pass out in front of the net to crank in a shot.
Connery sends it back. There's a shot deflected down, and New York tries to get it out of the zone, and they will do just that. They'll play it back in, does Holes, and good diving play there by Ashley Johnston, able to get it all the way down ice. The Pride knocking off the Buttes today 5-0, so the Rivs, if they can finish this off, will be tied for second place at the end of this weekend, and we'll head into the Thanksgiving break in a tie for second place with Buffalo. Fitzward, a shot, oh, saved by Lundberg on a great pass out of the corner. Fitzward, once again, maybe the unluckiest player in this league, gets another great chance and just can't finish.
All Swedish, no finish. That's what we say on that one.
Chance for Connecticut, and the shot just goes high. As a short side opportunity there for Skarupa, does not go through. Battle for the puck into the corner. Played behind the net. Referee having to jump out of the way. Does a good job of staying on his feet, and the Whale will move it to center.
You see Doyle and you see Doyle and Russo out there, so familiar with each other. Former teammates at BU, getting a little body on the boards. Love to see it.
Teammates in college, now opponents here, and a 2-on-1 opportunity for Connecticut. Here's a chance, there's a shot, save, and the rebound by Long is swung on and missed. She tried to be like Marchessault of the Panthers and hit that one out of the air at a one time, but it doesn't work. Chance here now for the Whale as they get regrouped. Skarupa waits, takes the shot, high off the boards, behind the net. Fitzgerald tries to get after it, she'll cover it up, and with 10:07 to go in the third, the score remains 3-0 after that great chance by Connecticut.
You have Kelly Stack and Michaela Long are synced up so well this game. They keep cutting down. They keep having those opportunities. And that's where you're really seeing it. Michaela Long just comes out that wide side. She's so close. She's screaming up the wall, and that's what you need. That's the kind of pressure you need to slump a goalie like this. Nothing better than a hot goalie, though, for Riveters fans, so they must be ecstatic with the play here by Fitzgerald. So strong, tracking the puck against some pretty lethal shooters.
Puck played into the corner as Grushow trying to get there and catch him. Brings it to center. And there is Mie Dench, who scored her 4th goal of the season in the first period on a rebound right out in front. That got the Rivs started. They led it 1-0 after the first. And then Rebecca Russo tipping in a Madison Packers shot to make it 2-0. And then Russo firing one in on her own to make it 3-0. Tried by Trevino to make a move and in the slot, and it doesn't work. And Dench will bring it out to center. As the Riveters 9:30 away from the first shutout in franchise history, but the Whale trying to ruin that and start the comeback. Fratkin plays it behind the net, gets it to center ice, and now here comes Grushow. Grushow brings it down the left side, tries to stick handle, had the puck knocked off her stick, and it'll be played to the neutral zone where Fratkin's got it, and she'll circle back and dump in, and she will go off for a line change as New York changes now all 5 as Fritz Ward and Johnston come onto the ice.
We have a rookies game here. Every point and potential shutout here is all from rookies. So it's nice to see some of the rookies step up and do some hard work.
Weber, the only assist of a player, also Packer with 2 herself, but the goals all scored by rookies, Dench and Russo. Shot by the Rivs. There's a penalty coming up, and it'll be on Connecticut with 8:39 to go. Lundberg made a save, but a penalty called as it's touched up, and New York will have a chance to nearly put this one away. We're going to take, as we will wait and see the changes.
This PK is going to be crucial. We have to start generating some ozone, and if we can pot one in here on the PK, it's going to be a good look for Connecticut to start off.
Pass, face-off one by New York, but Connecticut comes up with the puck. Cindy Rusler called for the penalty. There's a chance for Stack. A shot saved by Fitzgerald. Rebound just goes wide. Kelly Stack in this penalty kill, which has kept New York to 0 for 1 on the power play, does a great job. But now a 3-on-1 here for New York. Here's a chance. It's a shot. Oh, and it just goes wide as Packer was trying to find the net, the empty side of the net, if you will. Fratkin gets it back to Johnston. Now there's a shot deflected away. Assuming that was not Johnston. She's on the other side, as Fratkin will have it. Now Johnston with the puck. So Johnston and Fratkin, New York playing with 2 defenders on this power play, not taking any chances here. Oh, a lead pass for Stack, and it does not connect. And now Russo and Fratkin on with Picard, Ketchum, And Fritz Ward as Packer comes off. Puck played down behind the net where Katie Fitzgerald has it. And the Riveters will move it up ice. Under a minute to go now in the power play for the Riveters after the penalty to Russler. Fritz Ward with it now, brings it down the right side. Plays it behind the net. And Connecticut able to come up with the puck first. And they'll move down ice shorthanded here. There's a chance here for Connecticut, but it's just out of the reach as Trevino tried to come after it. Long now has it along the boards, gets bumped off the puck. And here comes New York here, 2-on-2. Fritz Ward and Ketchum. Ketchum going down the middle, Fritz Ward to right side. Fritz Ward's shot goes wide behind the net. All the way back to the blue line. McMillan tries to keep it. She can. Here's a chance here for Costa. Costa down the right side. Tries to drive in on net. Gets turned around. Good defense from Janine Weber, number 12. Able to stop Costa's momentum and force her to spin off of her angle and not allowed to get a shot off. The power play is over. New York 0 for 2. Connecticut 0 for 2. It's been a game played mostly at even strength as that shot is blocked by Babstock. Babstock, the one that took the shot, blocked by New York. Clear that up. Billick has it, and she'll send it in, and here come the Whale again. 6:20 to go here in the third. Fitzgerald leaves the rebound, but nobody home for Connecticut as that was right in the slot. And the puck played to center where Connecticut dumps in. Picard gets to it first, and we'll move it back to the neutral zone as New York more than happy to defend here with 6 minutes to go and a 3-0 lead. Russo going for the hat trick here. She's already got 2, tries to move it to the middle. Gets bumped off the puck by the combination of Doyle and Faber. And Billick will have it with under 6 minutes to go.
We have some beautiful forward to backward and kind of, transitional play here. It's such a good way to look at hockey.
Stack, save made by Fitzgerald, and a stoppage of play there. She'll cover with 5:44 to go. Let's take a look at the power play shot as we're going to go to immediate timeout right after this. Anya, what do you see here?
This is our PK here, and they're kind of cutting down deep, and they're getting the opportunity. So that's Kelly Stack just getting in front of the net and making it dangerous. They are so strong, Skrupa and Stack, when they see each other, and they really start moving as a unit. So it's gonna be a good look on that one.
Welcome back to Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey, the practice facility of the New Jersey Devils. You're taking a look at Madison Packer, who has 2 assists in today's game. The Riveters with a 3-0 lead. Katie Fitzgerald pitching the shutout so far. 5:44 away from the first shutout in Riveters history. We'll see if she can complete it or the Whale can take that off the books here this afternoon. They're trailing it by 3.
We got a line change here for Connecticut Whale. I mean, it happened mid-period, but Michaela Long switched out for Nicole Connery. So the line now looking to be Kelly Stack, Haley Skrupa, and Michaela Long.
So Long on with the top unit for Connecticut of Skrupa and Kelly Stack.
Adding speed, adding smarts, adding some good chemistry here with Kelly Stack for the game. So interested to see how these two are going to start rolling. Not too much time left for it, but we'll see if they can put something in the net here.
Oh, try to tic-tac-toe and find Packer alone on the left side for a goal, but it doesn't work. Now New York has it again. Here's Packer. Packer shot saved by Lundberg. And if that's not the first shot of the period for New York, it's at least one of the first 3. So Lundberg hasn't been tested much, but up to the task there. As the puck is going to be sent all the way down and icing waved off, New York will make a change. Connecticut chasing back with 4:40 to go. The shots on the scoreboard, unofficial. So we won't use those numbers to knock down the shots of this period. They were 18-14 in favor of Connecticut coming into the period. Chance here for Connecticut on a long pass and doesn't connect. Fitzgerald will decide to cover. And with 4:19 to go, a faceoff will come back into the New York defensive zone.
looking for those long stretch passes here. Connecticut has to put one in soon. They need to start stretching out this play. But I think really what we haven't talked about is the strength and the power behind Megan Mangine. She has been on one today. She's had a couple 3-on-1s, and she's just been a power defenseman today.
4:19 to go here in the third. Puck cleared down. It'll go in on net, so Lundberg has to stop it, and there is no icing because of that. Rusler will move it to center as New York trying to get win number 1 here at the Barnabas Health Hockey House. They lost to Connecticut 4-2 back in October in the home opener. So trying for their first home win of this season. Trevino trying to make a move. Works it behind the net. Now Mangine with it. Mangine loses it for a moment, but Connecticut will continue the cycle game. Puck played behind the net. Babstock trying to make some moves, but going up against 2 defenders didn't work out, and it is Tatiana Rafter who comes up with the puck first. Holes will move it to center, and here comes Rafter, and she will clearly just dump it down the ice. Come off, and another change for New York. Under 3.5 minutes to go now. 3-0 New York. A win will put them tied for second place with the Buffalo Beauts.
Smart for New York to start playing some dump and change hockey. That's what they need. They need to get nice and clean changes. They need to be fresh legs on the ice to make sure that they're defending that puck.
Rebecca Morse had the puck for the moment, and it's played to center. Gruschow trying to push it forward and get it further down ice, but couldn't. This New York team has clogged the middle, has forced Connecticut into extra passes, looking for better open opportunities, and they have been stingy all night long. The defense has been great. Katie Fitzgerald has made a couple of fantastic saves, including one in the second period in particular. And the Riveters on their way, as we're under 3 minutes to go. They're getting win number 1 here at home and their second win of the season overall, and moved to 2-0-1 in their last 3 games. Won last Saturday in Buffalo, lost in overtime last Sunday, and now looking for the win here to make it 5 points in the last 3 games. 2:20 to go in the third period. Played into the corner. Whale trying to ruin the shutout bid of Katie Fitzgerald. Morse will chase after now. Johnston gets it as we're coming up on 2 minutes to go. Puck played to center, and the Whale try to move it up ice. There's a turnover opportunity here for New York, and they will use it to dump down ice and change. Under 2 minutes to go, 1:53 and counting here in the third period.
Again, quiet, strong defenseman by Ashley Johnston. It is unreal to watch her just quick and effective, put the puck down deep and get the change.
Shot save made by Fitzgerald, and with 101 seconds to go, we'll have a face-off to the right, in the right circle to the left of Katie Fitzgerald. Face-off won by New York, trying to clear the zone. They will not be able to do so. Connecticut keeps in with under 90 seconds to go as the puck is played to center.
With an empty net for Connecticut, they have the addition of Kelly Babstock out on the ice here with the first line.
Got to watch out for if Russo comes onto the ice, she'll have a chance for that hat trick. Puck played down, and it'll be sent down by Weber. Dench trying to get after it. She could go for her second of the day as we're coming up on 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. There's a shot up into the netting, and clock will stop with 1:06 to go.
We got Russo on the ice here looking to finish that hat trick, as well as popping out players like Sid Rusler and Shannon Doyle with some big, powerful shots there on D for Connecticut. So interesting either way how this one's going to go. Connecticut's going to take the timeout, really set up, figure out what they need to do, and kind of recollect the thoughts. Give that first line a little bit of a rest because they're not going to change them up either.
So we have a timeout here by the Whale.
You know, I think the biggest thing to note here is the players that are stepping up and really performing, you know, aren't really on the scoreboard. They're not on the sheets right now. Like I said, I gave a little mention to players like Megan Mangine for Connecticut Whale, just a solid defenseman, doing a great job out there, as well as when you look at that New York Riveters team, you had Bray Ketchum really creating some opportunities. She's been on fire out there, skating as fast as I've ever seen her skate, but a couple great centering looking passes. So good work all around, but I think some of people aren't getting some mentions.
We already had one shutout in the league today as Boston got another shutout 5-0 up in Buffalo, and the Riveters trying to add to it.
Net still empty for Connecticut here, looking to pop in that goal and shut down that shutout.
As they'll bring 6 players onto the ice. So the net is empty. Pass out in front. Chance for the Whale. They can't get it done. Mangine with it now. Sends it across to Billick. Billick waits. Down to the left circle for Stack. Shot in, saved by Fitzgerald as she calmly paddles that one away. Again, the empty net. There's a shot. Blocked down. Loose puck. Pass towards the middle. And Fitzgerald's able to cover with 43.6 seconds to go.
Kaylee Fracken catches that one right in the hand. I mean, that is such a for-the-team type play. Dives right in the face of that shot to make sure that she's protecting her goalie and protecting that shutout. So great play there by Kaylee Fracken, former roommate, former teammate, one of my best friends. So I'll give her a little mention on that one as well. Great look there.
Puck swung around. Fritz Ward trying to at least keep the puck right there as we're coming up on 32 seconds to go. Connecticut trying to keep it in the zone. They will still be able to do that. 25 seconds to go. Shot saved by Fitzgerald. Another opportunity. There's a pass to the middle. Here comes Weber. Weber on the backhand. She scores! With 15.3 seconds to go, the New York Riveters put this game away. They lead it 4-0. And when the standings are updated later tonight, they'll be tied for second place. They're going to get their first home win of the year.
I love to see a team like the New York Riveters who really join together, really band together with the tough news we had this week and say, you know what, we're going to play, but not only are we going to play, we're going to come and play our hearts out. So as much as I'm here rooting for the Whale, and you know we try so hard every game, it's a good win here for the Riveters. They have played such a strong hockey game.
It has never been done in the regular season. It's 10 seconds away from happening as Janine Weber gets the goal. Mie Dench with an assist. Pass out in front. It's going to go to neutral ice for the first time in Riveters franchise history. They have a shutout. Katie Fitzgerald pitches the shutout. What a performance. The Riveters win it 4-0.
Strong play there by the Riveters. And like I said, you know, from myself, speaking for myself personally, you know, watching the game be this spirited, be this challenging, be this, you know, electric is so amazing because these players are playing for the love of the game now. You know, I love to say that you know, we have all these opportunities and we will make the game better. We will make the sport better, but watching these players come out today after such a tough week and absolutely turn it on, that's what we need to do. That's how we need to grow, and that's how we need to perform and gain the collective bargaining chip to go approach some of those people that should be getting behind the league and should be getting in front of the right side of this story. So, you know, great product on the ice. So proud of every single player. And look at them there. They're shaking hands. They're really hugging it out because it's becoming a family.
For only the second time in league history and the first time it's ever happened in the regular season, 2 games have seen shutouts. There was a shutout in Buffalo by Boston, and Katie Fitzgerald, who should be the player of the week, I'll throw my hat into that vote, although I don't have one, she deserves it, pitches the first ever shutout in New York Riveters franchise history. And for the first time in the regular season, 2 shutouts on the same day. The last time it happened was in the postseason when the Riveters were shut out by Brittany Ott and Jamie Leonoff shut out the Buffalo Beauts for the Connecticut Whale as the Riveters tap their sticks and show appreciation to this great fan base who has come out to support the team today, support the league. This weekend started with the news of player salary cuts, and it ends with a little bit more history. The slogan for the year has been "History Continues," and it does today with the 2 shutouts as Katie Fitzgerald does just a wonderful job of shutting down the Whale. The defense gets a lot of credit for this as well as they once again acknowledge the crowd. We'll wait for the 3 stars of the game. Have a hunch we know who the 3 will be, but we'll wait for the confirmation. Got a feeling it's going to be an order, some order of Fitzgerald, Dench, and Russo, but we'll confirm that in a second. Could be Packer as well. So the Riveters win it 4-0, and a great way to finish up the weekend.
Just want to take some time to say thank you to Cheddar and obviously to Dunkin' Donuts. being able to support this game. The players will get almost a full salary next week because of Dunkin' Donuts really stepping up and being committed to our success. So this is a thank you to them, and I think it's a huge testament to their support of what we're trying to do out here.
The 3 stars all from the Riveters, as you would expect. And the 3rd star, Madison Packer, 2 assists. She helped the Rivs get that 2-0 lead. The 2nd star, Rebecca Russo, her 2 goals, making it 2 and 3-0. And then, of course, Katie Fitzgerald, the #1 star with the first shutout in franchise history. For Anya Battolino, I am Matt Falkenberry. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast. We hope that you continue to support the league in every which way as possible. We enjoyed bringing the game to you today. We hope to see you again on December 3rd for the next Riveters home game. For Anya, I'm Matt Falkenberry. This has been the NWHL on Cross Ice Pass. Once again, your final score, the Riveters 4 and the Whale nothing. We wish you a pleasant good evening.